So May kind of just blurred together for me. All of a sudden, here we are in June, and this year is just a wild fucking ride. Before I start, please excuse the emptiness in the background. I am starting to pack because I am moving in a couple weeks. Number two, I made this statement on Instagram that I think is very important and everyone should read. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, here it is as well. I'm going to continue to be posting links in my descriptions and my comment sections for ways you can help with Black Lives Matter, along with Pride Month as we start to get into the Pride Month themed videos, because that stuff is far more important than anything I have to say about movies and TV shows. Also, if you're looking for some recommendations and you like horror, you should watch Get Out and Us, because they are led by black actors and written and directed by a black man. So maybe we'll even have a watch party for those. So anyway, welcome to my May recap. If you're new here, I do these every month where I sort of recap and review all the movies and TV shows that I saw in the month. It's just sort of a rapid fire review session. I have a pretty long list here, even though I didn't watch really anything new this month. I rewatched a lot of things, but there are a lot of things I haven't really talked about on my channel, so I thought I would talk about them for a bit anyway. So, first thing is something new, Hollywood by Ryan Murphy. So this came out on May 1st, Ryan Murphy's new show. I'm a big Ryan Murphy fan. Ryan Murphy, if you're unaware, is the man behind Glee, American Horror Story, American Crime Story, Pose, etc. He's a creative mastermind, and he's really out here producing like 4 shows a year. So this was one of his new shows. It starred Jim Parsons, Darren Criss, David Corrigeant, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He was in The Politician. He looks like Clark Kent, a guy. Patti LuPone, etc. It was basically a really interesting little mini-series about kind of what would happen if society approached racism in Hollywood differently. I don't know how to explain this show without. I would recommend watching the trailer, because it gives a better explanation than me. But I really, really liked a lot of things that the show had to say. I like a lot of the messages that it made. While it wasn't necessarily like my favorite Ryan Murphy miniseries, and it wasn't like the most entertaining for me, and one that like I would watch like 3 more times, like The Assassination of Gianni Versace, which I've probably seen like 6 or 7 times. I like what it had to say. I really like how sort of the main focus was about how the male characters were treated a lot like women are treated in Hollywood and were treated in the 50s and 60s. I really like, obviously, the focus on racism and homophobia in Hollywood, and it's like, I just think it's always so interesting to see how things are so similar now in 2020 than they were back when these issues first were arising, and that's really sad. Obviously that's very apparent right now in the midst of this whole Black Lives Matter movement, the fact that it's like we're somehow still living in the 60s. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with humanity. So yeah, this is a great one to watch this month. It has some fantastic black actors in it. It talks a lot about racism in Hollywood. So yeah, Hollywood by Ryan Murphy, definitely worth a watch. I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Thoroughbreds. Oh my god. This is one of those movies, like I saw this in the theaters when it came out, like I went with my mom, and it's like every once in a while that I'll just remember this movie and I'm like, that was really good, and I like never rewatched it until this month. I was like, I really want to rewatch this movie. So this stars Olivia Cooke and Anya Taylor-Joy, which I love Anya Taylor-Joy. Like, she's just, like, one of my faves. Like, she's out here just being one of my faves. And then Olivia Cooke, of course, from Bates Motel. We'll talk about Bates Motel in a bit. So basically, I don't even want to, like, explain this movie. I literally can't. I don't even know. Watch the trailer. It's just a really great little, I literally don't even know how to explain this movie to any degree. But you should watch it. Cool. Thoroughbreds is like an 8 out of 10. Call Me By Your Name. Me and my roommate have been rewatching some shows and movies. Call Me By Your Name was among them. We love Call Me By Your Name. Having a Call Me By Your Name watch party on June 20th. I love Call Me By Your Name. It's one of my favorite books. It's one of my favorite movies. It's just LGBTQ plus cinematic excellence. So if you haven't seen it, get excited. I watched it like 2 weeks ago, and we're gonna watch it again in 2 more weeks. It's that good. We love an Oscar Best Picture nominee, Best Actor nominee, Best Script winner, Best Soundtrack. Now, I could go on. We also watched Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is one of my favorite films as well. It's on Netflix now, I think. We watched it on DVD because I had the DVD, but I think it's on Netflix now, so if you haven't seen it, Please watch it. You will cry. This movie never fails to make me cry. It's just one of the most impactful, one of the best, if not the best, coming-of-age dramas of this new generation. It's flippin' fantastic. Logan Lerman, Emma Watson, Ezra Miller. It's an experience. This is actually one of the few movies that I can say I like the movie more than the book. I did read the book years ago, and the movie is one of my favorite films ever, but I don't think the book is one of my favorite books. I don't know, I just feel like the movie impacted me a lot more. Also, Come On Eileen is in this movie. That's my favorite song, and I know the whole dance. Me and my friend did it at homecoming. Yep. Also, we watched The Goldfinch again. Y'all know how I feel about The Goldfinch. I have like 50 videos on my channel about The Goldfinch. I have a whole playlist. If you were unaware, I have a playlist for like I have like a Goldfinch playlist, an It playlist, a Stranger Things playlist, a Chloe playlist, etc. If you're looking for like a certain type of video, you can go over there. It's always a great time to rewatch The Goldfinch. I also watched I'm Not Okay With This again, because my roommate hadn't seen I'm Not Okay With This, so we watched that. I also have an I'm Not Okay With This playlist if you want to see my videos about that. Love it. It's still great. If they don't make a season 2, I'm gonna literally jump off a cliff, because apparently there are rumors that they might not be getting renewed, and I frankly want death. So no. Oh my god, we watched In the Tall Grass, which was like a Stephen King novella short story that was turned into this Netflix movie. It was fucking wild. Like, it had me for like the first quarter, and then I was just like so lost, and it was really weird. I wouldn't watch it again. Like, I like it as a concept. I just don't think it was well executed. I don't know, if you've seen this movie, like, let me know what you thought of it, because it's like it's been out for a while, and we just got around to watching it, and like, I don't know, man. Oh, fuck, I forgot to rate. Goldfinch and I'm Not Okay With This, and Perks of Being a Wallflower, Conduct, all that shit's 10 out of 10. I don't need to rate that shit. Y'all know it's a 10 out of 10. In the Tall Grass, it's probably like a 4 or a 5, I don't know. Oh my god, we also watched Creep, which is one of my favorite horror movies, and she hadn't seen it. It's a found footage horror film. I really, really like found footage. I highly recommend As Above, So Below, and Creep if you're trying to get into sort of found footage horror. It's basically about this man who gets hired as a videographer for this guy who lives in the middle of the woods, and he sort of doesn't really know why. He's just following this ad, and this guy wants to pay him to film some stuff for the weekend. And it's a Mark Duplass, Duplass Brothers film, starring Mark Duplass. They're incredible. It's incredibly chilling. I really, really like found footage because it feels like incredibly immersive, and if you really want something scary, I would definitely recommend found footage. It's excellent. It's on Netflix, as well as Creep 2, which is not nearly as good, but if you really, really like Creep 1, I would watch Creep 2. Creep is like a 10 out of 10. We also watched The Turning. I have a couple videos on The Turning. It's just me getting to be like, hey, we watched this thing that I've talked about so many times, so go hear me talk about it in another video. It's just me promoting all my other shit. I'm sorry. But I actually hadn't seen The Turning. This is my first time rewatching The Turning. I hadn't seen it since I saw it in theaters in January. It still doesn't suck. It does not suck. It doesn't suck. It really doesn't suck. My video was called The Turning Doesn't Suck. It still doesn't suck. The ending is still stupid. It's incredibly stupid, but, like, it doesn't suck. I still need to watch the fucking deleted scenes, and I still haven't done that. I promise I'm gonna do that for a video. Apparently they're on YouTube. I don't know what I would give The Turning. What did I give The Turning in my other video? I don't fucking know. Haunting of Hill House. We also, okay, we only watched, like, a couple episodes of this, but I'm putting it in this video because I just need people to watch this. Like, people are always asking me for, like, recommendations on TV shows. If you like horror and you haven't seen The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix, please go watch The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. It is modern horror brilliance. It's Ari Aster, Mike Flanagan, and Jordan Peele are really out here single-handedly hoisting up the horror genre. Single-handedly. They are Atlas holding up the globe because they are the only ones who are providing something new in the horror genre, and I just have so much respect for all three of them. So Mike Flanagan, this is his show, written and directed by him, based on the Shirley Jackson novel of the same name. He also wrote and directed the Dr. Sleep movie. We love Mike Flanagan in this house. It's a fucking journey. It's cinematic brilliance. There's a 16-minute shot with no cuts in episode 6. That's just one of the, please. It's also like actually pretty scary, and but it's like the characters are so great, and it's please 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Please go watch it. Spider-Man Far From Home. I watched this with one of my friends, and like, I still don't like this movie. Like, this was in my top 10 least favorite movies of 2019. Like, it's enjoyable, it's fun, it's fine, but I still don't like it. It's still not good. Like, the whole exposition fest with Mysterio of just like talking about his whole ass evil plan is like one of the worst written scenes like I've seen in the past decade of big blockbuster movie. Like, it's bad, man. And like, I really, y'all know I'm not a fan of Marvel movies, but it's like, I do really like Spider-Man. I really like the Spider-Man comics. I'm just a comics person in general as far as superheroes go over like movies, and I just hate how they treat Peter like he's stupid. I hate how they keep giving him these Disney Channel plot lines. Like, this boy is not dumb. He's young. Like, he's actually incredibly smart. Like, why are they treating him like he's stupid? Why are they focusing his movies on stupid shit instead of actual cool Spider-Man stuff? I will never know. Honestly, I kind of hope that Sony gets the rights back so they can actually write him a good movie, because Disney isn't doing a good job. So I still don't like it. I don't remember what rating I gave it, but it's the same. Glee! Oh my god. So Glee was my favorite show in high school, and I found out that Chloe hadn't seen Glee. So we've started doing this thing where we watch a few episodes of Glee every night over FaceTime, and it's been really, really fun. I've been really enjoying it. We just finished season 3 last night, and y'all, Glee is just like, has like such a special place in my heart. Like, Glee's ridiculous, right? I'm convinced, like, that show is a fever dream. It's incredibly stupid. But when that show hits, that show fucking hits. Like, when that show covers something serious and it's executed well, no other teen show can compare with when Glee gets it right. And we have to respect. Leah Michelle just got canceled, like, yesterday for being, like, super racist to, like, the black actors on Glee, and, like, Weebin knew. I'm disappointed but not surprised. Weebin knew that she's actually Rachel Berry. But, stan Chris Colfer, stan Darren Criss, stan Amber Riley, Kevin McHale, Heather Moritz, we love them. They're great. I'm glad to see them thriving 10 years later. They did a Glee reunion over Zoom last month. I'll link that in the description because I cried. It was great. Cheers. Glee, how do you even give Glee a rating? You can't give Glee a rating because, like, season 6 is like a 0, but season 3 is a 9, you know? So it's like, whatever. I love Glee. Defending Jacob. Watch Defending Jacob this month. I have 2 videos on it. I watched the pilot and I watched the finale. It was fucking excellent. I loved Defending Jacob. I did not expect to love Defending Jacob as much as I did. Obviously, I was watching it because our boy Jade Martell is in it, and I wanted to cover it on my channel, because that's basically what I do on my channel, is I talk about things that the It kids are in now that It is over. So that's why I was watching it. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. That show has all sorts of Emmys coming their way. Like, all 3 of the lead actors should get Emmys. Like, it was just beautiful. Like, the cinematography was great, the writing was great. I really, really liked it. I really want to read the book. Defending Jacob's like a solid 9 out of 10. Oh my god, okay, this is a weird one, but I watched Instant Influencer. Like, I mean, I feel like this is technically like a show because it was like even though it was like a YouTube show. I don't know, it didn't suck. Like, I feel like it has the potential to be like a really cool thing. Obviously, it was like the first season, and like my main critique is that it was like far too short. The fact that they only started with like 6 contestants was like, they didn't really have enough time to like actually create like a proper competition environment. So I think if James does a season 2, which he very likely will, they should get more contestants, because I don't know, it was fine. Like, it could have been way worse than it was. It's like a 6 out of 10, man. Bro, I watched Listen to Your Heart. Like, I love the Bachelor franchise. I'm a sucker for, like, Dom reality shows. Like, every once in a while, I really do like some good old mindless entertainment, and I feel like dating shows are the peak of that. Listen to Your Heart. I'm convinced that the Bachelor producers orchestrated the pandemic so that we would watch that fucking show, because literally nobody was gonna watch it, and then quarantine happened, and everyone was stuck at home, and we all watched it, and it was the dumbest thing. It was just The Bachelor was singing, and it was just they were all mediocre singers, and it was just so fucking funny, and I enjoyed the living hell out of myself. So, there you go. Quality-wise, Bachelor shows are like a 2 out of 10. Entertainment-wise, they're like an 8. Come on. Oh, I watched Jojo Rabbit again. I reviewed Jojo Rabbit in my January recap, so go watch that. Basically, me and my friends had to write a review on a different Taika Waititi movie for class, and we watched it and we hated it, and so we got so annoyed that we went and watched Jojo Rabbit right after because it's a far better movie, so good times. Oh my god, we also watched the Percy Jackson movies. Right after the Percy Jackson Disney Plus announcement, we went back and watched Lightning Thief and Sea of Monsters, which, like, if you're in the Percy Jackson fandom, like, you know those movies are just god-awful, but they're just entertainment gold. Like, you know when you just want to watch a movie just to, like, make fun of it and laugh at it? Like, those are the perfect movies for that. And it's like, they're just massive flops, and I just can't wait to see what they do with the Disney Plus series. I have a video. Now, how many fucking videos am I going to talk about in this video? Deadass. I'm so annoying. Sorry, Percy Jackson. I've also been watching Voices of Waverly Place, which is, like, dumb, but, like, Disney Plus. Once again, you just kind of want some background noise sometimes. Wizards is the best Disney Channel show. Don't argue with me. Don't argue with me. It's the best one, okay? Period. Watched The Mandalorian again with my roommate. I don't think I had actually finished it the first time, because I didn't really remember any of the thing from the last couple episodes. I don't think I actually finished it the first time. But Mandalorian is, y'all, the technology they used in Mandalorian, they released a whole video, like, last week about, like, all their technology they use for that show. They're gonna get so many Emmys for, like, visual effects. I just really like that the Star Wars fandom finally has something that we all sort of agree on. Like, everyone likes The Mandalorian, because The Mandalorian's, like, solid, and I like that, like, for once the Star Wars fandom isn't just arguing about everything, and it's just sort of, like, a wholesome show, and I can't wait for season 2. We love Baby Yoda. Word. Oh my god, we watched Barbie Swan Lake, because, like, for, like, 2 days, but the Barbie YouTube channel had, like, all the Barbie movies up, and then, like, they deleted them, and I don't understand why, but we watched Swan Lake before they were able to delete them, and, like, the Barbie movies are just, like, god tier. Like, they're god tier. There's so many good ones. They're flippin' fantastic. We watched Swan Lake. Swan Lake is art. Swan Lake is cinema. Okay? Beautiful. Oh my god, I watched this movie like a week ago called Swallow, which was really excellent. Basically, I had been hearing a lot about this, like, just in the buzz, from, like, the film festival buzz and, like, whatever, and it was really, really good. It's basically about this woman who develops this eating disorder called pica, which is this thing where basically you have the urge to eat non-edible things, like thumbtacks and dirt and paint chips and marbles and weird shit like that. So it's a good ass movie, y'all. It was really visually beautiful, and I think it, like, built really well. I highly recommend watching this movie if you can. It'll make you a bit sick, but that's my favorite kind of content. If it makes you a bit sick, it's a thumbs up in my book. That's why I love Black Mirror so much. So yeah, Swallow was like an 8.5. Oh my god, we also watched The House on the End of the Street, which I watched this movie when it came out in, like, 2012, and I remember it being really good, but I hadn't watched it since then, and we watched it, and it's, like, really not good. And so we watched that, and, like, it's just, you know, like, as a concept, it's alright, but I remember, like, the plot twist being, like, way more impactful than it was, like, actually, and, like, I just really don't like Jennifer Lawrence, and there are just, like, so many cliches in this movie. It's, like, really not good, and I'm sad because I remember it being really good. So, oof. Bates Motel. We've been through Bates Motel is one of my favorite shows. I've seen it, like, 5 times. If you like horror, I will say this, if you like horror, you watching this and you haven't seen Bates Motel, please, it is the most criminally underrated show ever. Like, it was on A&E, it's on Netflix now, all 5 seasons are on Netflix. It's a prequel to Psycho. It's about Norma and Norman Bates, like, when they bought the Bates Motel, and sort of Norman spiral into insanity, and it's fucking excellent. Freddie Highmore, Vera Farmiga, Olivia Cook, Max Thiero, please watch it. Thank you. Bates Motel is a 10 out of 10 always. It's one of my faves. So rewatching again because it's quarantine. And then me and my roommate also started watching Umbrella Academy because she hadn't seen that either, and we made the Aiden Gallagher video, which is almost at 1K, thank you. Now she wants to actually see it, and season 2 is coming out in July, I'm so excited. Umbrella Academy was my favorite show of 2019, so I always love giving it a good old rewatch. It's so good on the eyes. It's so visually appealing. The soundtrack is a banger. When are they gonna release the soundtrack on vinyl? I don't understand. When are y'all gonna release that soundtrack on vinyl? I want that. I want to be able to play I Think We're Alone Now on my vinyl and do the fucking dance. Tag yourself, I'm Vanya. And then ultimately, the last thing I watched this month was Drag Race. So I don't know why I started watching Drag Race, but I did. I watched season 6. As once again, I like mindless reality TV every once in a while. I also watch Chris Colfer's guest judge episode because I love my man Kurt Hummel. And yeah, this month I feel like I watch so much but so little. You know, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you watched this month. Do you have any recommendations of things I should watch? I really need to get back into actually watching shows I haven't seen, because the past couple months I was doing really well with that, of like crossing a bunch of things off my to-be watch list, and like this past month, nothing. So anyway, yeah, comment, like, and subscribe, press the notification bell because I don't have an uploading schedule. Please check out the description to see all the links, ways you can help with Black Lives Matter. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Edward.Spaghettword. Let's get the Eddie viral. Let's turn the Eddie into a TikTok craze. Links to my merch and my website and all that stuff is always in the description as well. This has been a really great dinner. Thanks for coming over.